In regards to the EUDR, do you think that what is your impression? What is the status quo in the industry? Are the companies already doing pilot projects? Are they still in the supply chain mapping, in the EUDR readiness assessment, or in the software selection? What is the status quo in the industry?
I would say it's a mix. Of course, the EUDR for rubber, has included rubber only at the beginning of this year, 2023. So it's been quite disruptive. Everyone has been scrambling and doing the most to get ready by the entry into force of the regulation, which will be now in a bit more than a year. By the very end of 2024, very beginning of 2025, the industry will need to be compliant, which actually means that shipments that are planned for the mid of next year, basically, that we need to reach Europe at the end of the year, we already need to be compliant. So it's even earlier than that. So of course, most of the companies working in natural rubber now have been working tirelessly to be compliant by that time, and this means working on readiness, understanding where the policy is going, also in terms of the guidance that is coming up from the European Union and the Commission, which as we know as of today is not yet fully completed, testing different methods, doing pilot projects, and most importantly, especially for GPSNR, understanding what are ways to stimulate collective action and collaboration towards enhancing systems for compliance.
Let me add one question. What is or what role does GPSNR want to play for its member, and how does GPSNR wants to support their members?
We've done several pieces of work aside from the, let's say, policy type of work. So we've been engaging with the Commission since the news of the inclusion of rubber came up. We've had a position at GPSNR level, which I think was a good exercise also to stimulate the dialogue within different sectors of the value chain. As you can imagine, smallholders, processors, manufacturers, end users, and civil society, they all had slightly different positions vis-a-vis the regulation and how the regulation was going to be implemented. We had some important discussions within GPSNR to try and align these positions, and so I'm happy that we came up with a general broad position on the regulation back in November last year. Then once the regulation was gazetted, we started working on how we can leverage on the collaboration space that we have formed within GPSNR to look at systems for compliance. Since then, we have worked especially with our manufacturers category, but with the oversight of the full membership of GPSNR. So, for example, we are now looking at having a single deforestation monitoring system set up under the GPSNR that will be available for GPSNR and non-GPSNR members once in place. We are looking also at a shared system for traceability, which at the moment is starting from a repository for mapping data, that will be used by GPSNR members, as well as some exercises around farms mapping, on the ground. We are also looking at several streams of work that are more policy-oriented, I would say. So, for example, we have worked out guidance for traceability based on the information that is currently available. We've worked on this, and we hope for this to become actually a GPSNR document, with the support of civil society and other groups in the weeks to come.
It's really impressive, to be honest, and I've the feeling that GPSNR is really at a certain degree at the forefront in regards to the EUDR, with all the activities, traceability you mentioned, the deforestation analysis tool, the policy work, and so on. So congratulations, so to say. One last question: what would be the advice to the audience if you would be asked? What would be the advice to them?
Well, thanks for the congratulations, but I think there's a lot of work to do. We're just at the beginning, and an advice not just to the audience but also to our members is to really ensure that we're working on this collaboration to make collaboration a reality, because I think we are in a point of time where time is of the essence, and of course when you're pressed for time, people tend to think that going alone is going to be faster, right? But if everyone goes alone, then no one invests in the collaboration. Yeah. And if no one invests in the collaboration, you cannot build a train that will bring you very far. Yeah. You all take the bike and try to move as fast as possible. But we know that that's not the journey we want to take. Yeah. It's been a bit of an Armageddon in terms of change for the industry, and this is clear. But there's a lot in sustainability beyond what is currently within the scope of the regulation. And I think if we fail to look at sustainability holistically, we're going to have problems coming up like a whack-a-mole in the years to come. So I hope that that's going to be the way we approach this.